name's Gwenna. I am a left above knee amputee, and I'm gonna bring you along for what the process is like after my osteointegration surgery. Osteointegration is a two-part surgery. I had stage 1 of osteointegration done at the same time I had my amputation surgery. In the first stage of the surgery, they are inserting a rod and sticks out a little bit from the end of the femur, and then adding a bone graft. So they're growing bone on the inside to cover the end of that new part of your body that they've added to your femur. The first stage surgery, it's all on the inside. It was more the learning process, for me at least, to learn how to live as an amputee. But I think for other people who were maybe amputees before, it would pretty much just be the actual letting the skin heal recovery time, and then they'd probably be back to life as normal. The part that they add in stage 2 is the abutment that you see sticking out from the skin. Stage 2 recovery process is a lot different than the stage 1. They ask you to stay pretty still for as long as possible. That means pretty much taking it easy for weeks at a time. It's a pretty long recovery time and means you're not fully on your feet for a while. The rehab process for me started with finding a physical therapist who is familiar with the protocol that has been developed for the rehab of osteointegration. The first parts of rehabbing, we used a short post that attached to my leg and then had a flat surface on the bottom so that I could gently start putting pressure onto that leg. Then kind of the next stage is doing some more muscle strengthening, as well as getting used to standing on a full-length leg that doesn't have any of the bells and whistles of your full prosthetic knee will, and getting used to standing for periods of 15 to 20 to 30 minutes at a time. Right now, I'm only standing, I'm not taking steps, so I'll be right here for the next 28 minutes while I watch an episode of How I Met Your Father today. So I got in a lot of TV shows while I was standing and just standing and watching TV. And then the final part is then moving on to your full prosthetic leg. Today we are getting me fitted for my prosthetic, which is finally coming through. We're finally making steps towards me getting walking. So stay tuned for some, hopefully, first steps with my new leg. And starting to figure that out and learning to walk with the new prosthetic. There definitely are times when your bone is getting used to having that much pressure on it, and you really have to take a couple days off completely if you're having any of that kind of pain, which is a disappointment as you're moving forward in the process, but it's all part of the journey and what you're supposed to be feeling. I think osteointegration has been the right choice for me, but it's also been a very stressful choice at times. Surgeries are intense, the rehab is intense afterwards, and I think the daily upkeep, cleaning of the actual skin around the abutment, cleaning the abutment itself is not something that's insignificant. But as long as you're communicative with your doctors and team of providers, all of those issues and things can be resolved pretty easily. It's been really great to have a team of a prosthetist, a physical therapist, my nurse practitioner.
Ms. Gwenna, how are you?
I have been able to reach out to my nurse practitioner. He's always been there to support me and reassure me through the process and build that confidence in me that helps with the rehab process. I started the antibiotic on Friday.
Yes.
I feel like the skin's looking a little bit better already. Yeah. I'm still having maybe bone pain.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it is or if it's muscle, but they've all kind of been able to look at pictures I'll send them of my leg if I think there's a skin issue, or a text that I'll send my nurse practitioner if I'm feeling like something's not right. Been really helpful in understanding my body more as I've been going through the process and like what this new system in my leg is going to be like.
So once you kind of even out your muscle tone, I think it's going to be easier.
Having the physical awareness of the leg is
Good seeing you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
just so life-changing to have that bodily awareness and knowing where your leg is in space, what it's touching on the ground. All those different surfaces have different feelings, and with osteointegration, I think you feel those a lot more than a socket wearer does. Since I started walking with my full prosthetic device, I feel like I have been able to do more in my life. Like laundry's a lot easier. Just small things like that become a lot easier. Being able to carry my cat from one room to the next room, it was just kind of like a fun, independent moment that I'd been waiting for. So that was a really cool moment.